Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Morehammer podcast, your bi-weekly Warhammer podcast, where we talk all things around the hobby, and we have a ton of, obviously, new reveals. This week we had two big shows, last night and tonight, that we're going to chat about, and as always, I am one of your hosts, Wargaming Luke. I am joined this week, of course, as always, by the 90-bit geek, aka the 90th Primarch, aka our Duracell Bunny, 90% geek. How are we doing, Ben?
Yeah, good, thanks. I am absolutely brimming with enthusiasm for the stuff that we've seen in these previews. It is looking pretty awesome, I gotta say.
Indeed. And we're joined by our local psyker, the Satasai. He's got his Satasai armor on tonight. It's aka Hobby Waffle Simon.
How we doing, shoulders tonight, don't they?
Yeah, you should have come on with massive pads.
1980s shoulder pads.
Two big washing up balls on my shoulders, yeah.
No, you know, like the American football pads they wear, like the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
You should have painted some of them. No, but as we've said, obviously we've got the two big reveal shows, plenty to get through tonight. It does mean it'll be a bit of a different show to normal. Obviously this is an earlier show than normal as well, so a special surprise episode, I suppose you could say. But we won't be getting into our usual hobby updates and questions and things. We'll have to save that until the next episode, because there is just too many goodies to have a look at, guys.
Yeah, and we all wanted Bank Holiday Monday off as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I'm away, and I'm sure the lads have got their own things they want to be doing as well.
I've got Lord of the Rings stuff to paint.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we've got too much other.
It worked out nicely with the Horus Heresy preview show being at the time of recording tonight.
Yeah.
Just as planned.
We're all buzzing and excited because it's literally only finished an hour ago. So
yeah, it's very true. So I mean, we can get into it straight away, guys. Before we do, though, if you are new to us, of course, you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing to us, liking the video, of course, leaving your comments down below. Let us know what you thought about all these reveals. Will this entice you into the new edition of Horus Heresy? And of course, we've got the video game reveal stuff as well. Were there any favourites of yours there? And of course, the other mention is link. I'll put it in the comments again this week. We've had quite a few new people join our Discord, so make sure you join us in our Discord and chat away, because whenever these reveal shows happen, we're always chatting in there about it as well, reacting live with everybody. So
this week.
Yeah, it's been good. It's getting bigger and bigger. So join our community there, guys. We'd love to see you. But without further ado, I guess we get straight into it, guys. I'm going to get us straight into this Horus Heresy reveal. Just get straight into the nitty gritty of it. So Saturnine, what's in the box? Obviously, I forgot to mention, actually, I think we missed it by 24 hours last episode, didn't we, guys? When the leaks happened. So I think we pretty much
we got it right though.
Yeah, so I pretty much
called Saturnine,
nailed it.
and we got everything in the box. So the rumors that were flying around on the internet turned out to be true.
Yeah. And decided pretty much nail it anyway. But this is the box in all its HD glory, with some proper pictures, high-res pictures for us to look at, and the box context. Just like was it Age of Darkness, the last box?
Yes.
That was obviously a big chunky box. The new rule book, everything in there. Obviously, it's Saturnine. So we've Saturnine revealed, lifting the lid. 50 plastic new Horus Heresy minis. 352 page Age of Darkness hardback rulebook. So obviously this is a new edition, guys. They've said it is not a ground rules write up, I would say, but like definitely quite a lot of changes.
It won't be far off, I don't think, because I mean, they said just over 100 pages of the rulebook is lore and background.
Yes,
that still leaves you with substantial changes.
Yes, by the sounds of things. So we can get in more into the rules after the mini reveals, I guess, because we've got some stuff on that here. Your templates, dice. At least they're putting dice back in some of these sets, because sometimes they release these and it's like new to Warhammer or miniature gaming. No dice, sorry. So at least they're giving you all the stuff. Yeah, when they're charging like 200 quid likely for this box, like $200, whatever it's going to be, at least put dice in there, you know. So I'm glad they've done that. Range ruler, your objective tokens and all that good stuff.
Yeah, the range ruler's not a proper range ruler though.
No,
it's a
like
whippy
one of the
stick.
stick things. Yeah.
Is it actually? Is it a whippy stick? Did I miss that? I thought it was a little.
I don't know. It might
They're like it's like those
no, it's not.
long.
No, it's
plastic.
not. No, it's not.
It's like those long plastic ones. Yeah.
When I said it's not a proper range ruler, what I meant was it's not a whippy stick.
Oh, old
Like
world
you got in the old
whippy
world.
stick.
Yeah, whippy sticks.
Yeah.
Not a real.
Yeah, I was quite pleased we got them in Legions Imperialis. We got some red whippy sticks.
Oh, were they? I never saw that.
No, see, I'm glad that these are at the top because for everything in this box, these are my favourite, the Mark II Marines.
Oh, really?
They're really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been waiting for these ever since we got the new vehicle kits and we got the Mark II crewmen. That just gave us that tease of what was coming. And it's nice to see them fully realised in plastic. And I love the new disintegration weapons that we saw in the trailer as well.
They are cool.
Yeah, we're going to get to the trailer in a bit, aren't we?
Very OG. Yeah, I can always pop the trailer on afterwards, and we can.
We should
watch
definitely
through
have
it,
a
I guess,
reaction to the trailer because it is.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so lovely new Mark II minis, I guess, obviously in plastic. And the new weapons look really, really cool. I think they were saying as well you get quite a load of these. So if you've got spare minis you want to put some of these weapons onto, you'll have plenty.
It's compatible.
My only criticism, my only disappointment for these Mark II Space Marines is the poses are all the same as the Mark VI Marines.
Yeah.
So they're obviously using the same digital dolly that they, sculpting from on the computer.
Well, there is only so many ways that you can stand in power armor.
Yeah, a standard Marine, yeah. It's one of the things that I differ to you guys and quite a few other people, to be fair. Like, with these different marks of armor, I'm just like, for me personally, I'm just like, it's a Marine. But I get why everybody loves it and they love the different types of armor. But no, they are cool, and I do like the new weapon options. I think they're very, very, very
It's
fun.
the single piece visor that I like. I mean, it looks completely derpy on the Mark II Centurion, which we'll see shortly, but on these guys, it looks absolutely spot on.
And obviously, one other thing to point out as well, everything in this set, they've said you can use as a starter faction. So they were saying it's kind of like a mid-range mid-level army to start you out. So you can literally paint these up as everything in this box is whatever you want. And obviously, it's Iron Warriors Salamanders, so there are parts in the box that are themed to them, but you can easily just switch them out with standard pieces if you want to just make it like white scars.
You can paint these as any
whatever.
legion. There are a few pieces that sort of hint towards Iron Warriors or Salamanders, like there's some chainmail on one of the characters, and then one of the helmets you could say has some slight sort of flame decoration, but it could be passed off as anything pretty much, really. I mean, they do look good as Iron Warriors Mark II and Mark III Space Marines, and Phobos bolters as well. I can't beat it.
Yeah, for sure.
Phobos bolter is the best model of bolter.
Absolutely.
Umbra pattern's pretty good, but Phobos is
Umbra's cool, but Phobos wins the day for me because it reminds me of the old bolter from like Rogue Trader in 2nd edition.
Yep.
Indeed. And
so you get a lot of these in the box, which is quite cool. You get a load of the Mark IIs, and if you've got the option to arm them with bolt guns, or I think they come with the option not for all of them to have disintegrator rays.
A lot of them,
20
I think.
of them. Like 20 of
yeah,
them.
I think it's like 20 something they said, yeah.
And what it said was that those are compatible with the Mark III armor as well. So you could, for example, if you wanted, arm all of your Marines with bolters and then save the disintegrators, buy a pack of Mark IIIs, and just put those disintegrators right on the Mark IIIs.
Yeah.
Which is
I must say they look good. They do look awesome in the Iron Warrior theme, I must say.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just wish they had altered some of the poses slightly, because that means the Mark VI Marines, these, and the Mark III Marines are all the same pose, just different marks of armor.
Yeah, but there's nothing to stop you from fiddling around with them a little bit. A little cut behind the knee here, a little reposition of the leg, a little bit of green stuff to fill in the gap. You could easily...
It's easy on the Mark VI, not as easy on these, I don't think. But I'll give it a whirl, maybe.
Some tactical rocks,
Yeah.
All that jazz.
A little bit of Derek the Smoke guy.
And here you go. So you got some of your different Legion schemes, which is very cool.
Where are the Lunar Wolves, damn it?
Well, I think the Sons of Horus make an appearance further down.
Oh yeah, I think they do show off.
I know. Before anybody jumps at me in the comments, I know by the time of the Drop Site Massacre, they're already the Sons of Horus. But just because the Mark II Marines, it would just make more sense for them to be Sons of Horus, time-wise. But in the Mark II armor, it would make more sense to be Lunar Wolves. I just wish they'd have done it the other way around. So the Age of Darkness box came with Mark II Marines, and this box came with Mark VI Marines. That would have made much more sense.
Yeah.
But anyway,
to be fair,
it is what it is.
I mean, to be fair, I was hoping for Mark V, so...
Oh, yeah.
Mark V is one of my favourite styles of armour.
I think they hinted at some new Mark IV maybe on the way in the artwork that they showed on stream, and those new gun battery guys, which we'll see shortly. I do like this Centurion, but not with his helmet. The visor on the helmet is too big.
No, he's better without the helmets. He's better with the bare head. He looks really cool with the bare head. I'm already I'm going to have to get this box. This box is so cool. I'm going to look
Can you
at
zoom in a little bit on that Centurion, Luke?
Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah, very rarely, to be fair, do I choose the helmeted options with GW models over there.
Yeah, that visor look, it's too wide.
Yeah.
He looks more like
I
a
like
Cylon.
the visor. No, Cylons. I like it because it does look like a Cylon.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I look at that and I go, it looks really cool in Iron Warriors, but how cool would that look as an Iron Hand? How cool would that look in black and silver?
Although having said that, they just released that new Iron Hands character, which is absolutely mega.
Yeah, no, this is true, but I'm just looking at purely what's in this box. I looked at this box and my brain went, drop site Massacre. Oh my god, Shattered Legions army.
Well,
him painted up in black and silver as an Iron Hand would look amazing.
I will say it's worth watching that section of the preview because they do show off a lot of different color schemes for each of the models. So it's worth watching for that. But yeah, cool model. You got the Arkney quad accelerator platform. This thing is huge, by the way.
It is the only thing I'm not excited by, though.
Yeah, I mean, how awesome can you make a turret look? I guess it's kind of They wanted to probably add it in,
but
looks
like
it's not
been running for absolutely ages, and it's really tired and just collapsed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's like meant to be on crab legs or something. It's like it used to be AdMech or something.
Screw this, I've had enough of shooting all day. I'm knackered.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that. I'm just going to sit here and blast stuff from this central point on the map here. I'll be interested to see what these kind of things do on the actual battlefield, though. That'd be quite interesting. Even though they're
those look like
static.
Accelerator autocannons.
Got a shield, hasn't it?
Oh, also this on the CGI trailer is pretty awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Those
in
look
the
like
trailer,
the accelerator
it has a shield.
Like a shield generator?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess those look like accelerator autocannons like you get on the Sicarius. So I'm assuming weapons-wise,
that's what they are.
It will have the same guns as like the Sicarius would have, but stationary.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, just makes me wish they'd put a plastic Sicarius in the box. That would have made my day. Because I love the Sicarius. It's a great chassis.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not a new kit at this point.
But yeah, very cool. And then, of course, we knew we were getting after last week with the rumours Saturnine Terminators and
it's
Saturnine
the aliens
armor.
from Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
So
our chat is screaming again with joy.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, and David as well. David Brain, give him a shout out.
Yeah,
in fact, we should have had him on tonight. Actually,
yeah, should have done. But I'm sure I'll be in the comments. Big up, David. But yeah, I've got to say, when we first got like the blurrier images of the Saturnine stuff, I was like, they look a bit stupid, and I'm still not entirely certain about them. But after watching the preview, I'm kind of more sold on them. I think they are pretty awesome, especially with the CGI trailer as well.
After watching the preview, I must admit they do look a lot nicer. The shield generators on the top of the shoulder pad, I think, are a bit too much. You know, the power cables. I think if they're a separate piece, using something a little bit smaller, like, you know, you can get the white metal cable in, or even guitar string as well, just to make a smaller power coil.
It's not a bad shout, Si. Yeah.
So you'd still have the power coil there, but it just wouldn't be so.
Or even just some sort of green stuff
in your face,
in the
if you
middle or
like.
something.
But having said that, they do look really good. Actually, they're better than I thought they would.
And I don't know if they've got it on this article. We'll have a look.
It's still a bit of a retcon, isn't it? They're just squeezing this in. Like, oh, by the way, did you know there was a shitload of Saturnine Terminators there? But you've just never seen them before.
Is it a retcon, or is it, you know, that they were around in the early days of 40k? They were one of the earliest models of armor.
Well,
records got lost. The models existed.
Like all of this sort of stuff as well, I'd recommend watching the preview, because they do sort of fill in a lot of this stuff. Like, a lot of the chapters haven't mentioned having like Saturnine or anything like that, but there are reasons for them having it. There's different.
Well, yeah, and Adam Trout just chucked a comment in, didn't he, saying, "Oh, by the way, Horus was kind enough to supply all legions with Saturnine armor."
Vulcan, thank you. Vulcan.
So there are reasons, but yeah, like it's unlikely you'd see any.
Was it Vulcan?
Necessarily using them?
Yeah, it was Vulcan that's responsible for these.
Yep. But the main thing that sold me on these on the preview is they showed them a bit closer and they kind of turned them around, all that sort of stuff, and they put the other old normal other like correct Terminators and the
they put the Taros next to them, didn't they?
I can never say that word. And the difference, the detail on these new models compared to some of the other Heresy stuff is just another level, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Taros Terminators, but yeah, these are nice. Just scroll down a tiny bit. What's it saying about the stop? Oh yeah, fans of old school Warhammer will recognise these from the days of yore. Yeah, because this is the first ever metal Terminator to come out, really.
Mm.
I thought it was the first ever plastic Terminator to come out because it came out in Space Crusade, didn't it?
Pardon?
I thought this came out in Space Crusade.
This one?
Unless I'm misremembering. I thought this was the
I'm
style
just
of
remembering.
Terminator.
I'm just remembering the metal one that stood with the really cool pose that's still cool to this day. These look good with the double weapons.
The plasma bombards, they're pretty awesome.
The fists look cool as well, though, with like the reinforcing studs.
Mm. I prefer the
I really like these.
Mm. No, I do. If anything's going to sell me on buying this set, it might just be these, to be honest, and the Dreadnought as well, which we'll get to.
And you get 6 of them, so you can easily do like a squad of 3 with the like 2 guns and 3 with the fists and guns.
That's a nice close up you've got there. We need to whiz through these. So white scars.
Yeah, they're really
Iron Warriors
look awesome. Hold on, I'm trying to get a good.
Here you go, Benny. Ready?
Yeah, no, I love seeing this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Iron Hands.
This is what I thought of when you said
so good in Iron Hands.
Very cool.
So I'm liking the fact that it's got like the Aquila on the chest isn't the usual Imperial Aquila. It's specifically the Saturnine Aquila, which only has 1 head. It isn't the double-headed Aquila. It only has 1 head because it's recognizing kind of the contribution of Saturn to the early days of the Imperium.
That's cool. But no, very nice. And then you've got the Praetor.
And then you've got this guy. Quite possibly the badass, most awesome Praetor model they've released thus far.
Yep.
If he says it's Thursday, it's Thursday.
And on the actual preview show, they've compared the size of some of this stuff to like even like the Vulcan and stuff like that. That's the Primarch models, and this guy's bigger in general. Like some of these Terminators and stuff are just the size and the detail on them. They are really cool. These are definitely selling me on the box, and of course Saturnine Dreadnought. This thing, and this thing is massive. It's the biggest Dreadnought.
Yeah, I mean. It's cool. I like it, but I mean, it doesn't blow me away, but I do like it.
I think this thing, like,
it'll blow you away if it wants to.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think this thing rocks the shoulder pads better than the Terminators, just because.
Yeah, the head does look ridiculously tiny in this.
Yeah, true.
Like it's like they've gone. Well, it's still got to have a marine scaled head. It's like the tiniest little baby face in the middle of this ginormous body.
But again, like on the preview, when they actually showed this thing aside, like the other Dreadnoughts, I was like, for me, there was not much contest in it. Like, I know I'm not much of a Heresy person, but like, it just to me looked a lot better than some of the other stuff.
I think the one thing I would do on this if I got this kit is I would probably like cover up the head, like I just put some kind of armored grill or something over that, because it does just look a little silly to me having the tiny.
Put a baby carrier on it. There's a little space there below the head
on the front.
Yeah. Of course, rulebook. You got a massive sheet in there as well with all your transfers on it. There are only Iron Warrior and Salamanders faction specific ones on it, but there are all the other generic stuff like your actual like sergeant deck elves.
Sorry if you need a cat purring, by the way.
That's all right. Kitty. We always love a kitty.
Clearly excited by the Saturnine box.
This is Olaf.
Oh,
yeah.
Hello, Olaf.
Are you getting down? Come on then. No, don't get up there, you absolute maniac.
But then yes, and then carrying on some of the other mini reveals outside of the box set.
I'm actually really excited about some of these as well.
Yeah, so new Fellblade plastic tank.
Because the Fellblade's always been one of the coolest tanks that they produced for Heresy.
Yeah,
and to get it with all the options in plastic is a really cool thing.
Isn't it like Massive Predator, effectively?
Kind of,
Predator,
yeah. So it's basically the Space Marine version of the Baneblade. So you've got hyper accelerator cannons that are like Marine version of the Beyblades, and they're more slightly kind of anti-tank than anti-infantry. But then it's got a hull-mounted demolisher cannon, and then you've got all the kind of the sponson options and hull-mounted options and stuff you could possibly want.
Because they put on the stream, they actually put the Heresy, I think Predator is what it was.
Yeah, it was a Predator they put next to it.
Yeah, and literally it's smaller than the turret on the foul blade. It's great. But no, it's a very cool looking tank.
It won't be a cheap tank.
No.
I mean, the Beyblade's a plastic tank, super heavy, and it's not, it's £100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got all the big and small guns, as they've said here, and breaches. So more turrets.
Let's not just throw the breaches in there as a giveaway. Plastic breaches are something I think we've been waiting for in Heresy for a very long time.
It was a really nice.
That was one of my favourite models from the Heresy. They had the boarding shields. I've got a squad of 10 that in resin that I forked out for back in the day when you could only get them in resin.
One thing they did point out though, with everything in this article, they have said this is a bit more of a ways off.
That's fine.
I think it.
Because there was the Mark II assault marine, wasn't there, with the huge old school.
Yes.
But I must admit the breaches are cool. I mean,
I don't know if he meant to or not, because I'm not sure they've given away the details really. But Trokey did kind of say this stuff is after the sort of 3 months when we get the box set.
I think you're looking last welcome time, aren't you?
So I think he's sort of given. Yeah, that would have been my guess. Would be probably August, September, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
That's really not that long a wait in the grand scheme of things.
No.
I mean, by the time you've painted up 40 Mark II Marines and 6 big, massive Terminators,
and the characters.
Oh,
I'm not going to get the box because I know I won't paint it all.
I may get the box. I resisted Army of Darkness. I got the first Battle for McCrag type one with the Mark IVs in and the Cataphracti. But I might have to get this set. This is
I did that. I bought Burning of Prospero and I bought Betrayal at Calf. So
Betrayal at Calf, that was
all the old Mark III, all the old Mark IV. And then I bought Age of Darkness. And the only thing I've built from Age of Darkness is the Contemptor Dreadnought, which I magnetized. I built the Spartan. And I think that's it. I've still got the 2 characters that haven't been touched. All the Mark VI Marines are still on the sprues. Cataphracti Terminators I've still got loads of anyway. I've still got the resin ones from Forge World, the really nice ones that are magnetized. So I've just not done anything with the box. So I think I'm just going to sell it now. Probably won't get much for it, but it is what it is.
Well, if you sell the individual components, you probably make your money back. But just going back to the preview on this, though, I mean, so it's nice to see all the different kind of rapier platforms get moved into plastic.
These are cool. I like these.
Really cool to see all kind of the different heavy weapon options. And again,
one of the characters is still on base decoration of one of these, I think.
Yeah.
So one of the sprues that they showed off on the Horus Heresy website, one of the characters is stood on what looks like the side of one of these, molded into the base.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's the Mark II guy or the big. I don't think it's the Saturnine Praetor because it looks like he's on a big rock. I could be wrong.
So maybe it is the Mark II character.
But yeah, I really like these.
Like Si mentioned, I think if we scroll down slightly, Luke, there's all the different kind of crew bods that you get for it. So you can
if you could click on one of them, maybe there's some artwork in the book, just like that apothecary. That they showed in the Mark V Space Marine armor. I think this might be a little glimpse at what the new Mark IV kit might look like.
Quite possibly. Although this is more heavily armored than the Mark IV, like the pads and stuff.
But I think it's the design aesthetic might be pointing slightly towards Mark IV, especially with the knee pads and stuff.
But scrolling down slightly, Luke, we got a brief glimpse there of what Si was talking about. It's the newest submarine in Mark II. This is such a cool model. Look at the size of that chain axe.
I was thinking the jump pack.
No, the jump packs. I mean, we know that those kind of awesome jump packs exist. They're the Chaos Raptors kit still. At the moment.
I know, it makes me laugh. It's just like,
if you look at the old Visions of Heresy, the book, all the assault marines, or a lot of the assault marines are wearing that pack. I can't remember what the name of it. It's got a specific name.
I can't remember either. But they always make me laugh. They're massive.
If you know, tell us in the comments what the special name for that jump pack is. But I've got all my Reavers in my Sons of Horus army. I got the Raptors kit just so I could steal the jump packs and mount my Reavers with kind of spiky versions of these.
They mentioned it on the stream. Can you imagine during the Great Crusade and you're bringing a world into compliance and these guys land on your planet and they're like,
join the literal jet engines on the back.
Join us or die. You're not going to say no to him, are you?
Give me one of those and I'll do whatever you want.
If I join, I get to play one of those?
Yeah, the Milky Bars are on me. Do what you want.
Really, really hope that we get some. You know, like they did when the Mark 6 kit came out. They did like Legion helmets for all the different legions. I can see that being a thing. Really hope that we get the same again for the Mark II kit, because I want the old style Mark II Gladius helmets that they did for World Eaters with the kind of the armored bunny ears. Because then you can have, World Eaters jump packs for assault troops. I would just do an army of World Eater jump packs.
You know what you could do? You know the new plastic breaches that are coming, Ben?
Yeah.
Get the Iron Hands versions with the bionic helmets and stuff like that, and then you can make updated Medusan Immortals, because that's still one of the coolest forge-your kits ever. Medusan Immortals.
I had them at one point. I had
I did, and I sold them. I wish I'd have kept them, but they were so out of scale now. That's the problem.
I sold them because I was selling off my Iron Hands army, and so I sold them all, and I wish I hadn't, because they were really cool. But I still got 10 breaches for my Sons of Horus army, and I'm definitely getting some more breaches. Whether they will join my Sons of Horus squad and make it a 20-man squad, or whether these will become part of my Shattered Legions army, I don't know. But they're really cool models. I love kind of the idea of the phalanx of shields and bolt gun troops just marching across the board, especially if they come in like boxes of 20, like the tactical squads do.
Drum magazines as well.
Yeah.
It fits.
And like if you can model them up to have them like doing the testudo thing a bit and have just a block of boarding marines marching into battle, it'd be so cool.
Very cool. And you got some teasers of other things to come as well here.
Yeah.
I think who's carrying this? I reckon it could be a new Moritat.
Ooh, you think? I was thinking it was going to be like an Iron Hands character that maybe would feature in the Arcane Journal for.
Well, it looks like Iron Warriors because look at the knee pad.
Well, it's painted as Iron Warriors, yeah, but
so did I say Iron Hands? I meant Iron Warriors.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think we might be looking at a new Moritat there.
Okay,
could be wrong.
Moritat in Mark II would be interesting, because up until now they've only done Moritats in Mark IV.
Exactly, and they're very small now, aren't they?
Well, most of the older kind of Forge World stuff is a little small compared to the slightly upscaled stuff. But yeah, this has got me really excited. Skitarii! It looks like Skitarii for the 30k era. Because that's kind of thing that's been very much missing from the Mechanicum army up until now is, the Skitarii, legions upon legions of Skitarii marching. Oh, but you can't use the 40k Skitarii for it because reasons. Because we won't give you rules for Skitarii. So 30k Skitarii model is what I'm looking at. I reckon we're looking at here. Or possibly the one on the right with the slightly kind of tattered robes and the backward angled legs. Dark Mechanicum Skitarii?
I did question that, but I'm not sure with the armor and the way it's painted. I would have said it's maybe just his Skitarii. It actually gives me more Necromunda vibes with what are the guys on the Wastelands called?
Ashwaste.
Yeah,
Ashwaste Nomads.
Yeah, it kind of gives me that sort of vibe. Obviously it's not, but I know it's Heresy and that, but and his Skitarii, but that's the vibe I get from it. It's pretty cool. But yeah. And
Legio Custodes as well. They said this is from a plastic kit as well.
Plastic Valdor, maybe?
Could be.
Because the old Valdor model looks a little bit out of scale now compared to some of the newer stuff.
Because one of the other things we'll get into in a minute as well is the 5 kind of separate faction rule books that you're getting on release. But some factions you may have to wait for your rules still. For a little while,
it's good that all those levers are coming out on launch, because we were saying last on the last podcast, weren't we? In an ideal world, they'd all come out at once, or the vast majority of them, and everything you own and play, you could play on day one. So the only thing that we're going to have to wait for is stuff like Shattered Legions, isn't it? And
which I suspect will be in the first Arcane Journal. If you switch to the tab that's got those on, Luke, we can talk about those.
Yep, literally as you say it. So another shot there, the full set. But they're saying how different are the rules, all that sort of jazz there. Can I still use my current army? Yeah, of course. All books, so this is where we get onto it here. So this is what they're combining it into now. So you got Liber Hereticus, Astartes, Questoris,
Liber, please.
Liber, yep. And Mechanicum.
And it's interesting that the two Space Marine ones have the Saturnine Terminator on the cover, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I think they want to sell them, don't you?
Maybe, just maybe.
Buy our new Saturnines.
They have made it clear just above this that your old books are not compatible. You just a bit further.
Literally said they are a very nice resource for lore, heraldry, and inspiration because we've completely changed some major aspects of the game system.
Well, they've only just literally released a lot of them as well in the last half a year, which is kind of upsetting for people.
This is the Insider Games Workshop's business model, isn't it?
Yeah.
My current plan is this: I'm going to play this edition of Heresy, but I'm not going to play new ones after. I'll stick with this as long as it works out good. I have one gripe about the rules if we get to the rules after this.
The next one will be Mark 5 or Mark 4, won't it?
Don't
then you
say
will not
that.
be able to resist.
Yeah, here we go. The Dropsite Massacre. Army of Arcane Journal. It's not an Arcane Journal. What do they call it? They're calling it it's called a journal. It's called like a tactical journal or something.
Journal Tactica. Part 1.
It's an arcane. I'm going to call it an arcane journal or a flavor pamphlet, depending on how thick it is. But I am assuming that
they don't normally come on the podcast, and there's two of them.
They're clearly really into Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Hello, Jess.
I'm assuming that's where we will probably get some of the Shattered Legions rules and stuff like that, because that would seem the logical outcome from Horus Heresy, Dropsite Massacre.
Some of your campaign-related stuff. And like I was hinting at before, some of the stuff like your Custodes and that, a few months possibly after you'll start getting the rules and things for those.
Yeah, it said they'll be available as downloads, won't they?
Yeah.
So you get free downloads of the rules for the Talons of the Emperor. What's interesting is it talks about legacy PDFs, which makes me wonder what's going to legacy. I mean, how have we reached the stage where Horus Heresy has legacy stuff? I'm wondering if it's anything that's not currently in plastic or not imminently going to be in plastic will suddenly become legacy.
Yeah. And like we say, all of these new models can be used in any legion. That's all nice, obviously. If you're looking to start out fresh and just build a new army, it's great. New box for it. Plenty of new stuff on the way. And yeah, that's all we need to know about it, really. And they have done, I'll get it up here now, touched on 5 sort of, is it this one that I've got? I know this is, we'll have a look at the trailer in a moment.
There's one which is the rules.
They showed off some rules, didn't they? Some stats.
Yeah,
they did, because I was like, yes, no, yes.
So your HQs and whatnot can do new challenge system.
More dynamic challenge system. So it's not like just the fantasy version of issue a challenge. Right, those characters fight each other. There's going to be almost like a tactical sub-element to that, like a mini-game almost, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they've overhauled the army building system.
This sounds as though it's going closer to what 10th edition 40k does. So whereas previously we were linked to kind of the 7th, 8th edition fantasy model of, 3 HQ,
weapon upgrades and all that sort of
jazz. HQs, troops, and that sort of stuff. I'm hoping that this doesn't mean that you buy your squads in you buy 5 or 10 or whatever. I'm hoping that you can still buy
it's still individual
points costs. But it sounds as though it's going to be very much more, take what you like. It's the Heresy. Literally, build your legion your way, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
Want to take, take the Mornival, take a load of characters? Go for it.
They brought back a few more, because I think we already had Pinned, could be wrong.
We already had Pinned, because Pinned's been in 40k from basically the 3rd edition.
So they've just added more. And
this is a bit more like Necromunda, which is quite cool. It's adding some more kind of different states of mind to the way in which a unit interacts, which is quite cool.
So you got surprise.
I'm assuming maybe there'll be tokens.
It'll be interesting to see what these do.
Well, a lot of it will link into this as well, which is that they've added a second stat line, advanced characteristics.
Now this is interesting. You know, on the last podcast, I mentioned that Reddit post that somebody had put up on a burner account saying the rules are going to head towards, and the exact phrasing was, if you like playing Rogue Trader in 2nd edition, think of those stat lines and damage. And I just assumed they meant 2nd edition, but
We joked about second edition and like data sheets and data cards, didn't we?
Well, yeah, and he said damage to affect vehicles was one of the phrases he used. But there is a damage stat that's back, and some of these stat lines and stat figures are from the Rogue Trader era. We've not seen them since Rogue Trader, so maybe this guy was actually onto something.
I think he was. I think he'd seen the rulebook. Maybe. I absolutely approve of the Rogue Trader stats. I love the idea that you've got, like willpower to use for your psychers, intelligence to use for your tech priests, and it's quite cool to use for
this. I think is cool. Yeah, it's the weapon stuff that disappointed me slightly.
And exactly the same reaction. So, do you want to scroll down, Luke?
Yes. So you go ranged and melee.
So I've got to remember that there's like range, firepower, range, strength, armor piercing, and damage. But then for a Saturnine Disruption Fist, it's like, what's this? Are these coordinates, time zones? What is it?
I'm assuming IM is initiative modifier, so I'm assuming
it is. And then
it will be -2 to your initiative
modifier.
And AM attack modifier, I just assume it's the number of attacks you've got. SM is strength modifier.
Yeah, that's what it is.
AP is your AP still, the same as it was in the previous edition of Heresy. It's damage that causes me concern.
I'm going to have my very short mini rant here. This is the part that's kind of put me off.
So
is all of this
damage.
Extra
that's how many wounds it'll do, according to what they were saying. So damage is how many wounds it will do.
Yeah. This part is for me not needed, but if it's cool for anybody who likes the nostalgia of it, and
it's because you've got traits as well. It's just crunchy. It's just going to be loads of stuff to remember, and you can bet your bottom dollar it won't all be in one place. You'll be book flipping like a bloody maniac.
And I can't lie, it kind of does put me off a bit, but some of it looks cool. But the other thing is, just God's sake, GW, whenever you do change your rules like this, just keep a lot of the stat line abbreviations the same as your other games, so it makes it easier for people when they go between games. Like, just call attacks, not firepower.
But what they could have done is, instead of having like a Saturnine Disruption Fist, they could have just done user strength +4, and then in the traits where you've got like strength modifier +2, attacks modifier, or initiative modifier. You could just have another trait called whatever, and that just gives you that -2 initiative modifier for all power fists. But I don't know. Individual melee weapons having individual stats that you're going to have to look up and memorize.
I think, like you were touching on last week, Ben, this I would imagine, I'm speaking on behalf of what I'd imagine a lot of hardcore Heresy players might be quite happy with this, or at least old school players. Because this is bringing back a lot of nostalgia, stat lines, stuff like that.
I think that the stuff from Rogue Trader might well go down well, because that's not too
that's what I mean,
complicated. I fear for the weapon stat lines.
Yes.
Because when you add an entirely separate set of profiles in for a model, it means that the model's essentially got two sets of profiles. And bluntly, I would almost prefer it if I could just... I'm just going to start writing my army lists where I go, okay, so this is a Saturnine Terminator with a Saturnine Disruption Fist. It's only ever going to use its Disruption Fist in combat. So its initiative is always going to be X. Its attacks are always going to be X. Its strength is always going to be X. And all I have to worry about then is AP and damage. I don't have to worry about all the rest of the stat line. I'll just draw up an army list that kind of facilitates that. To which end, Games Workshop, just go back and release old-fashioned Warhammer roster pads. If we're going to have to fiddle around like this, give me a pen and paper roster pad, preferably with a nice piece of Horus Heresy artwork on the front cover that I can flip open and sit scribbling on.
Or just make sure it's all on one bleeding page.
Yes. Yeah, to be fair, if you turn to the Saturnine Terminator page in the book and it's got all their weapons on there, and I don't have to go look at what those weapons do, and I don't have to go looking elsewhere in the book.
No, I don't want to go and look in the glossary at the back of the book for a list of weapons and right, so what's
this weapon has these 3 traits. What do these traits do? What does this weapon do? What are the modifiers for it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
But I've got the trailer up, CGI trailer.
Let's do it. I've watched it at least twice already.
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times, but we'll throw it on anyway. Let me know if it's too loud or not.
I'm going to talk over it anyways.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, in general.
Is this the first animated appearance of Malkador as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
An oddity among his schematics and calculations. Yet, they seemed to help him. A way he could express the enormity of his plan.
I do like the fact that it's the Sisters of Silence. And actually, the Sisters of Silence, when they do hunting, it's rattle, rattle, clang, bang, rattle.
It depends on how deep the rot goes.
These CGI trailers, to be fair, they was knocking out the park. So cool.
Squadron of Fellhand blades.
Here's the new lazy turret.
Yeah, that's what your shield generator was. Mastodon. No, is that my Mastodon? Or is it Spartan?
The disintegrators have a cool War of the Worlds effect.
I thought that.
I just like this shot with like bolt guns everywhere.
It's funny you say that, Si, because the music at some points in this trailer does give me that vibe. As well. Here's the Saturnines. The Dreadnought. It's like, oh, that tickled.
The attack failed.
Oh, we lost it.
How many? You're surprised?
In the end, I suppose
It's
not.
the first time I think we've seen him in.
Yeah.
You wonder if they might be
CG?
right. Many will sympathize with their rebellion.
Also, Malkador being a little bit heretical there.
Emperor's spear. What I think doesn't matter.
What now, then?
We make ready for a war that may never end.
And a lot of people were saying first time seeing Terror as well, apparently. So, pretty cool. There we go.
Yeah, I think
Summer
it's one of the really
2025.
cool trailers they've done.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, any other thoughts, lads, after watching that? On everything in general for Heresy, this new edition coming. Any other thoughts before we move on to Skulls?
I want the Mark II Marines. I'm not so sure about the rest yet. We shall see. I don't think I'm going to get the box.
I don't think so either, personally.
There's a picture I sent you on the Discord, Luke. I don't know if you've got access to it quickly. Yeah, so we saw, obviously, Malkador and... my brain's just died. Commander of the Custodes.
Valdor.
Valdor, yeah, in there. And I did suggest that maybe Valdor might be that plastic Custodes spear we were seeing. We've not had a Malkador model yet. We've had, like, Malagos the Twisted has got his own model, so Horus's right-hand man. Wouldn't it be quite cool if we got a Malkador model?
Yeah.
You could have, like, when they release Talons of the
honest.
Emperor, a Malkador model would be a really cool addition.
For sure.
I just wanted to show this off because I think it's quite nice. It shows the scale of some of the stuff, the new stuff next to Vulcan, next to one of the existing Primarch models, which is quite cool. And I like the way that this shows a mix of the different marks of armor that you've got out there now. So it's got the Salamanders in the Mark II, the Iron Hands at the back left are in the Mark III, and then the Raven Guard over on the back right are in the Mark VI. I think that's really nice to see all the different kind of marks of armor gathered together in one place.
Very cool. Very cool.
Also, I looked at this and went, that's the army I want to do. That is literally the army I want to do.
So, do you reckon you'll pick up any of this new set, Ben?
If I can afford it, I will probably buy Saturnine, because I think it might be the thing that gets me back to playing Horus Heresy, because I've got the Sons of Horus army already, and I kind of want to add some new bits to my Sons of Horus. And I really like all of the models that they've got in the Saturnine kit. So the thought of getting all the models and the rulebook makes me happy, and I would probably paint the 2 sets that are in there as Salamanders and Iron Hands, and then add in some Mark III for some more Iron Hands. Maybe get a Mark III box, and when the new Breacher box, when it comes out, and just mix and match them across the 2 bits of the kits a little bit to make a big Breacher squad and a big third Marks of Iron Hand squad. Because Shattered Legions, I don't know if they're going to update the rules for them. The Shattered Legions rules in the existing Horus Heresy are very cool, but slightly convoluted. Like the existing Shattered Legions rules are essentially paint your army as anywhere between 2 and 3 different legions mixed together. If you however many legions you have to have a model of each of those legions painted up in each squad, and whichever number of models you have in that squad that you have the most of in a given phase, that's the special rule that applies for the squad. So you're looking at trying to remember, if you do 3 legions, say, you're looking at trying to remember 7 or 8 different sets of rules, and then before you do anything in a turn, counting the number of models in a squad that are of a particular color scheme and working out what special rules apply. It's a cool idea, but it is massively convoluted, and I kind of hope that they update it. But being able to, and also the idea that they would just completely mix and match, like, we're just going to bung all the models from all the warriors from different legions into mixed squads. I don't see it. I think it's more likely that what they go is, okay, well, you are the surviving members of this Iron Hand squad, so you have like a 7-man squad. You are the surviving members of this Salamander squad. You have a 5-man squad, but they would still all be brothers from the same legion together, and it would look more like this, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, final thoughts from me as like waiting to see what we'd get from this. Will it pull me into like buy into Heresy? I'd say it sent me the other way rather than encouraging me to go for it. Okay. Mostly because of what they've shown with the new rules. Just the adding extra things to it, just more to learn with it. But
you've got the advantage of not. You've got the advantage of not playing Heresy 2nd Edition, so you're going to come into it with a fresh mind and a fresh mindset. Yeah. You're not going to have the habits from Heresy 2.0. So if anything, it's a good thing.
Possibly.
I mean, we might be worrying over nothing with these weapon stat lines.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I might be encouraged more again. I did like the Saturnine stuff. Thought it was very cool. I am big on that stuff.
Just keep watching the trailer where it teleports in and starts shooting everybody.
Just watch the trailer on loop until you get indoctrinated.
But
no indoctrination.
I'm not sure I'll, pick up the new box set, but like I'll definitely, because in my thing is I reckon if they'd have literally said this is the new cool box, these are the new models, we're literally keeping the old edition as it was. We're just going to also release 5 new libers that combine all of the rules up to now, so any new players can get into it with this. There's a new fresh rule book with no real new changes, but it is what it is. I think I'd have been more encouraged with that.
Yeah.
Than
Well, to be honest, they've done what you've said about with the levers. All the current rules are probably in there.
Oh yeah,
because they've said all the characters that have been released so far.
That part I thought was good. That is I like that they've combined it all in.
And 2.0 rules were a bit messy in some places.
Yeah.
But then there's still a really nice rule set, so hopefully they've not gone too far out of it. It's very heavily based on 7th edition 40k, so
there's still time. Like over the next few weeks, they've said, and obviously as always with these new editions, they'll slowly reveal more rules and talk more about it. They might convince me and turn me around on it. We'll see. But I have to say I like a lot of the new models and go from there really. But we shall see. It's all about time as well, though, isn't it, lads? Because there's just too much stuff. Not only is there a lot of tabletop stuff, there's a lot of video games, damn it.
Yeah.
So we move on to what we also had on.
We're going to have to
Thursday night.
We'll have to skip over just a few of these because some of them are only like mobile updates anyway, aren't they?
You're right. So some of it is very, very. Stuff we're not probably as bothered about, and that's not just us, that's probably everybody listening, watching. So
this for me is the highlight of Skulls straight away.
Yeah, you said, didn't you? So it's
the
original Space Marine.
Mastercrafted edition.
Yeah.
And it's going to be free on Xbox Game Pass as well. That's mega.
They seem to be getting a lot of the Warhammer
it's not
games,
coming on
don't
PS5, but it's going to be Xbox Series X and PC.
On Game Pass. It's pretty cool. So yeah, they're bringing it up to like 4K and like they're presenting it slightly, so it's just remaster. But
you get to hear the orcs again, Space Marines.
I mean, the old game when you play it, and I did play this before the new one came out, before number 2 came out, and it is quite different now. But like, I still have a special place in my heart for this one.
I love the mission where you're on the Valkyries. I'm not going to spoil it. And there's a few orcs homeboys, and there's stuff to do. It's pretty damn awesome.
I didn't play the first one, so I'm actually, having played the second one a bit now, I'm actually quite excited by this because it'll give me the opportunity to play it for the first time.
First one's good, Ben. It's good.
It's still good. It's still good. Good fun game.
It.
Yeah, kill some orcs. So yeah, you got the remaster of Space Marine coming out, the Mastercrafted edition. We'll look forward to that. I'm a massive fan. Haven't completed the original one yet. The first one that came out 2 years ago now. Rogue Trader, Alcat Games. They're now doing Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy, which looks pretty cool as well, and great theme to do it around.
Rogue Trader is currently half price on PlayStation, and when I get paid at the end of the month, I'm getting it because...
Oh, it is good. I think you did enjoy it, Ben, to be fair.
I played the role-playing games of Dark Heresy and Rogue Trader when they were first released, like the tabletop role-playing game. Like I was in the playtesting group for them. Me and I think Charax from the Discord were both members of the playtesting groups when they first started out. And I love the role-playing games of it, so I'm really excited to try and play the computer RPG version.
If you don't mind turn-based games, like it's like the lore and stuff in it and the world building. I've not played a better Warhammer game for it.
I actually find turn-based games a bit more relaxing because they're a little bit slow-paced.
No, if you like it, then you'll definitely be into it. And this one coming as well. And oh my god, there's a Kroot character in it. Let's go! And as part of the trailer, there's like Kroot that some of the new Kroot are in there, like the Rampages and stuff, I think.
And there's an Elder Corsair at the back there as well.
Katachan dude as well, I think, in there.
Looks like it, yeah.
This looks like some fun new characters to play as, and it looks awesome. I'll be excited for this one.
I might have to give this a whirl, to be honest. No played Rogue Trader.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the Kroot bits. This looks cool. I'll be excited for that one. And sadly, not a new Dawn of War game, but it is a remaster again of the
I knew something was coming
with the Dawn of War series. Alongside, obviously, the board game, which has now been properly revealed. But yeah, they're just remastering the original series. And we had a trailer for that. They've slightly up-resed it and improved the graphics on the models and things. It does look a little bit better.
Some of the mods have been made permanent as well, haven't they? Like the zoom out feature has been included.
Yes, slightly better.
And all the existing mods are compatible, aren't they?
Yeah, they've said that all the old mods will be compatible. So yeah, I mean, if you've never played this game or you want to get hold of it, and so you've got it on digital, this is the best version you're going to be able to get. This is end of this year, and we're not getting it until end of this year yet. So, but I'll probably pick this up. To be fair, I actually still own these on disc. I play them once a year still. They're great.
Yeah, I mean,
one of my favorite
I only
games.
ever played the first one, and that was very brief. So I think I'll be picking it up and giving it a go.
Ditto. I played the first one on GOG.
Yeah. Bolt Gun 2 revealed. With the Khorne Juggernaut in there was pretty cool. But they did also...
The trailer for this is actually one of my favourite trailers that they've done.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. So yeah, same character returning, I believe, lead character.
Most deadly on its stern guard in the galaxy.
Doesn't Raoul Coley voice him?
He does.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. He seemed excited to be back for it, and it looks as fun, if not more, than the first game. So anybody who loved this one, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to the second one. Looks like there's a good mix of chaos to kill in that one again. And you got Words of Vengeance, which I think is a new DLC for the first game. Not entirely sure what the DLC is about, but I'm sure it's extra good fun for you if you're a bolt gunner.
Well, that looks like that, as if you've got...
it's a typing game, apparently.
Oh, yes!
Okay.
No, I was suggesting this to my stepbrother. I was saying you get his boys to play it. So you have to spell like words from 40k, like Gazgul.
Oh, properly. I see. Okay.
And then if
Words
you spell them
Vengeance.
properly, it does things.
Yeah. Spell the Night Lord Terminators Atramentar. Oh crap.
Malum K,
That's a
that was his
genius
name.
idea. Somebody has to have been drunk when they came up with that.
I see.
It's like the Blood Angels. What do we call it? Askelion, I think he is, isn't he? Something like that.
I completely missed what this was. That's hilarious.
Like the Sesame Street of and today's mass genocide is brought to you by the letter G and by the numbers 7 and 12.
And then you've got Dante going 1 2 Oh, not Dante. What's his face? What's the executioner guy called?
Askelion. We just had Luke just said.
No, the one with the axe and the
Askelion. That is the executioner guy with the big axe and the death mask and the big black wings.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so something for the bolt gun fans. And then Space Marine 2. We got the Siege mode teaser trailer. It's a very short trailer, but it was
more
crazy.
ways I can die. Wonderful.
Yeah. I'm still yet to complete it. Actually, I might actually get onto
Luke,
it tomorrow.
Come on. I might. Story, it's good.
I really do. I've literally not got much left, but I keep needing to get around to it, and I've just got to take out some time to do this instead of hobbying, as in like the tabletop side of things. So I might
completing the game gave me another boost for hobbying again.
Yeah, I mean every time I do play this, it does make me paint more Marines. I can't lie. Oh, I know we're not doing any hobby updates tonight, but literally just before we started, I just built up Titus. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
I've got Ben mentioned it before, but not Betrayal. Is it Betrayal of Kelth? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was Battle of
Praetor.
Oh, cool.
Like that, yeah.
Nice.
With a different Ed, because the edit comes with his rubbish.
I'm building mine.
But yeah, we've. I think it's just this summer. See this siege mode, Si. It's like Horde mode, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
It's June 23rd or something like that. I think.
Yeah, and you got some cool new big beasties in there. It looks good fun. So we'll have to maybe check that out once that drops. But I do need to finish it first. You got Dark.
This is interesting.
Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. Got a new.
So is this a new game, or is it an add-on for the existing Dark Tide?
It's a new character class.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Dark
Tide.
Tide.
It's an add-on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Space car.
But he does look cool because he's got his doggy. To use as well. Can never complain about that in the
shotgun.
And a shotgun, yeah. But no, if you need to freshen up your Dark Tide experience and get you back into that, maybe Arbites will. Who knows?
And Dark Tide is also on Xbox Game Pass as well, so for free if you want it.
Yeah, I thought they seem to be getting hold of a lot of the Warhammer games, don't they, on Game Pass, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So if you are a Warhammer video game fan, get a hold of Game Pass because it'll save you some money.
I've got Game Pass. It's definitely paid for itself.
Oh yeah,
the amount of games I've played on it.
It is worthwhile.
I have a PlayStation, so.
So yeah, that's that. This is the next Rogue Trader expansion as well. So Lex Imperialis, and this is also adding in the Arbites, yeah, with the Hound as well. I must say the gameplay of this class looked actually really cool because his dog does really cool
rollovers.
Yeah, literally when he attacks stuff, he rips stuff to shreds. It looks really fun. I might actually pick this one up myself to add it in because I haven't played any of the DLC stuff or add-ons for this yet, but I must say that this class looks fun. So yeah, lots of nice add-ons for that one. Is that like a one of the cybernetic?
It's like a cybernetic Aquila, so I think it is one of the add-ons in the model kit.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a speaker on it, hasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
so I assume you can have companions, so you can have the dog or the Aquila, maybe. I don't know. It looks cool though. But yeah, I'll have to watch that trailer again. And obviously, we knew Mechanicus 2 was coming, but they had another trailer. Very pretty looking game, even compared to the first one. I haven't played the first one. I played the demo, I think.
I know nothing about this game.
No, but I mean, it's just another turn-based game. But I know people who have played it really like it. So, anybody who's looking forward to that, it does look nice. And then this one was actually shown before the Dawn of War Remaster trailer. And when this trailer was playing, it was a nice CGI trailer, and everybody was in the chat saying, "Oh my god, Dawn of War 4! Dawn of War 4!" And it wasn't. It was another stupid mobile game that's basically, I think, looks like Warhammer 40k Risk. So Warhammer 40,000 Supremacy. Yes.
I do not get some of these mobile games. Like, let's play Risk.
They do too many of them.
Based. Well, and as witnessed by some odds you're going to see in a moment when we scroll down.
Yep. Watch the CGI trailer, though. CGI trailer is pretty cool. Total War Warhammer 3, Tides of Torment. New DLC for that. So you got a new... I don't know if there's a new faction involved here, or if it's just extra units, but interesting. And then Warhammer 40k is going to Rust, which I've never played. I have no idea what that is. If you're interested in that, fair enough.
I don't know.
I'm like Jon Snow, I know nothing.
Yeah. Speed Freaks has got new update as well. I must admit, this trailer did make me want to jump back in just to try some of the new stuff. I haven't.
You got to pay for it now,
though.
It's not free to play anymore.
I know, yeah. But it did look cool. I just don't think I'd have enough time to play it like much other stuff. But I must admit, it looked awesome. So fair play to those guys. Lots of new modes and all sorts going on. So it's good to see that the game's doing well. Yeah. It's a cool game. When I played this, it's wicked fun. Like, great, really, really, really surprisingly good. Vermintide 2 is still going, still doing extra stuff. A new expansion for this, the Well of Dreams. Not entirely sure what this one consists of. I think it's just literally a kind of mode expansion. But also, again, if you're still into Vermintide 2 or you want to find a reason to go back to that, there's another one there. And then you're going into all sort of like your Tacticus and all that sort of stuff, and the card games, which I've got to say I just have no interest in, and I know a lot of other people don't either. But I know Tacticus actually, out of all of the smaller games, I believe Tacticus is the more popular one. I think people tend to quite like playing that on like an iPad or phone or whatever. So I know a lot of people get interested about that. Battle Sector. And again, they're creating some like cool environments and stuff in these games. That's one of the cool things about them. But yeah, Gladius I've never really played. Blood Bowl 3 got a new teams I think coming out. Or
Khorne teams coming in.
Yeah, Khorne. Which did look pretty cool on the trailer. Never played the Blood Bowl games, really, not since the original ones. But I know we've got fans in our Discord. Some of the stuff.
The Blood Bowl game on the Discord and said it's really good.
Yeah, I know. Esparnet's big into his.
The Funkadron plays the online Blood Bowl game.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, Warp Forge, the card game. This one I've just really no clue on.
No idea.
Nope. But Emperor's Children stuff being added into that, so there you go. And Warhammer Combat cards again, similar sort of thing. So, yeah, all of these cards, there's just too many of them.
No Power Washer 2.
Yeah. No. Oh God, remember that? That was one of our first episodes. That was, I think.
It was. I was disappointed we didn't get another power washing game.
Yeah. You got another Warhammer video games book you can get hold of, which does actually look quite nice. And then that was it, pretty much. And one of the other things they did actually reveal during the Skulls preview, they did... I can't remember the actual name of the service, but there is an online service for really old vintage games that you can't actually get hold of anymore. A lot of old vintage Warhammer games that you can't get hold of anymore unless you've got the old consoles. I think it is GOG. That's it. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, it's Grand Old Games.
Yeah. So they're putting a lot of the older stuff again on there.
So that's where I played Dawn of War.
Yeah. So a lot of the older stuff is being added to that again now. So if you want,
we need a remaster of Fire Warrior now.
I know. Fire Warrior is pretty cool.
Shadow of the Horn Rats.
Oh yeah, God.
And Dark Omen.
But yeah, so that was the majority of the Skulls. Really, overall, not bad. But I was kind of hoping for like some sort of big new game reveal.
You were hoping for Dawn of War 4. Let's be honest.
Dawn of War 4 or.
That's the one, the release that everybody was hoping for.
Warhammer 40,000 as well, because apparently both of them are in the works, or at least in conception. So, still might be a thing in the future. But I'd be surprised if either of those big things anyway got revealed at Skulls. I would imagine that the studios would want to reveal them on their own sort of thing. So I think probably hopes were too high for that. But yeah, we'll be excited for these remasters.
Time the Skulls release for the studio release would be the most logical thing to do.
Yeah. So I mean, there's still those things we can hope for, but yeah. But out of those things, like you said, the remasters I'll be most interested in. I'll definitely pick up both of those remasters probably whenever they come out. Maybe go on cheap on sale or whatever on Steam, or like you say, they'll be on the Xbox Game Pass. So there's that option as well. But yeah, those are the reveal shows, guys. There wasn't really a hell of a lot of other reveal news or anything over the last couple of weeks because it's all been saved for these previews, I think. We did have like a couple of Ideneth leaks. They accidentally, they accidentally put in some models, basically new models into pictures for some of because they've been doing these articles, haven't they, for the new Scourge of Ghyran.
Yes.
For Age of Sigmar, for the new rules updates for halfway through the edition kind of thing. And for the Ideneth one, they put the pictures of the armies on it, but they've added in new models. I'm not sure if they meant to because they have changed them. So unless it's one of these GW things where they did it on purpose, but who knows?
That one does look like it's got the two like eels from The Little Mermaid at its base.
Yeah.
Flotsam and Jetsam. Clearly,
and as always, like
Ursula the Sea Witch.
Typical GW with these army updates. Let's give you a couple of new heroes, foot heroes, you know, probably new Tidecaster, stuff like that. He does look like cool mini, but they're just, it seems to be what they're doing with these. And somebody said that they think they can see in the background with some of these, and there's been hinted at in other articles that there will definitely be new endless spells for Ideneth.
Yeah, there's a different picture that showed something.
Yeah, but I know that these are the three that they've put on here. There's new Achillean Rider there as well.
Is that new?
Should I say?
I thought that the thing in the background there, isn't that a different head on the turtle thing?
This?
In the background of that, isn't that a different head on the turtle in the background? Or is it just the way the photo's taken?
Maybe. Not sure. I'm not. I'll be honest, but I'm not.
No, I think it's just the way the picture's taken.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Supposedly there are some new different bits in these, and they did
get
leaked.
It's this here, isn't it? That they thought there's the new endless spell.
This here in the middle,
yeah. I think it's that.
Yeah. So I am interested to see what they do with, because surely with Ideneth endless spells, they're going to be some of the more creative ones that you can do for the Age of Sigmar armies. You got to have some cool ones for those. So I am excited to see what they do with that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But unless there's anything else, lads, that is most of what I could think of.
I think that's it.
For that,
yeah, I think it is.
We didn't want to leave it too long this weekend. To be fair, we've gone for over an hour anyway, actually, which is quite impressive for just the two reveal shows. And like
there was
a lot
to talk about, especially on Heresy.
Yeah, exactly. The Heresy was always going to be the main one, and just to chat about kind of whether it swayed us one way or the other. But let us know in the comments and join us over on our Discord, guys, and let us know whether it's enticed you, whether you're going to be jumping into the new edition, or it's kept you in, or you're going to get that new big tasty box set.
I'm on the fence at the moment.
Yeah, I could be swayed, but I mean, let's be honest, especially with how expensive those big box sets are for Heresy, it's a big spend, isn't it?
If I can get rid of Age of Darkness and some other Horus Heresy kit, then I've got space in my pile of shame.
Because one of my other plans that I was tempted to do as well, I think
I'll make a bit of money from selling it as well. So.
Oh, true. Yeah. So one of the other things I said I was going to do maybe at the beginning of the year was buy into a Demon's Army, and then I could obviously think that over into Horus Heresy as well.
Mm-hmm.
But looking like
we're you want Saturnine armor. That's what you want.
Yeah, it does look cool. I can't lie. Ultramarines in Saturnine could look pretty cool. I am slightly swayed by that, if anything. But we'll have
big gold rims on the shoulder plates
if you're interested.
I mean, maybe over the coming weeks we might have to touch on some of the bigger rules changes or something. We'll have to keep an eye out, see what we think of them.
I am sure there will be a lot of more information about Heresy over the coming weeks. Stuff like stat lines and rules changes and
weapons profiles.
Yeah, and
there'll be stuff on army building for sure. There'll be stuff on, won't there?
Yes. Yeah. We'll have to see how we go with that. But
Monday, we said we're going to find out some stuff on Monday, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll kick off from bank holiday onwards, won't it, for the next few weeks? And then in a couple of months' time, we'll have the new box set and everything. But I suppose we'll leave it there, guys, for this week. And if any of you viewers listening, etc., want to send in community questions for next time, we'll definitely try and get all those answered for next time. Because I know it's been a couple of weeks since we've managed to get around to them, but it has been very busy with rumours and reveals. So
maybe next time we do like a hobby update, do some community questions, maybe do a game of Warhammer 20 questions.
20 questions.
Yeah, do something like that. I don't mind. We can do that sort of show. That'd be cool.
Also,
so yeah,
well,
that'll be next.
Maybe
time.
see if we can get a guest on for it as well.
Yeah, and going back to what Luke was saying as well about if anything's taking your fancy and you want to leave a comment. If you like the new Horus Heresy box and you're thinking of getting involved, what legion are you going to pick? Are you going to stick with your existing one if you play Heresy, or if you're new, what legion are you going to go for? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. We're intrigued to know. But before we go, guys, thanks both for joining us as always. Ben, you're at the top there. Let's start with you. Where can people find you, bud?
You can find me on my channel, 90% Geek, and I am also over on Blue Sky and Instagram with the same tagline. So come and find me there. And I am working on. It's going to be a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm working on a video. I'm going to try and paint a Middle-earth miniature every night for a month. And then I'm going to do a video reporting back on what kind of I learned from the experience. I've already been doing it for about 10 days. And I've learned quite a bit about kind of the way I paint, but also about kind of painting in general. And yeah, and some kind of stuff about mental health and stuff that's going to come out of it. So it's going to be an interesting video.
Middle-earth hobby streak. Nice. Like it. And Saw yourself?
Yeah, you can find me on my own channel, which is Hobby Waffle on YouTube, and then I'm also on Blue Sky with the same handle on Instagram as well, and on Facebook. So you shall find me.
Make sure to follow Sai over on Blue Sky and await his cosplay for his new Saturnine armor that he's going to be doing. I think that's
couple of watching up shoulder.
Yeah, I just need to find some suitable plastic houseware, and I should do it. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, awesome. And as for myself, guys, as always, wargamingluke on Blue Sky, Instagram, and mostly, to be honest, in our Discord, because I love our Discord at the moment.
Our Discord is lovely.
Chatting to you guys. And thanks, by the way, Charax, for he joined me on the 2 previews, and we were basically just ranting and also getting hyped over the 2 previews, live chatting with each other. So that was good fun.
Yeah, I missed most of that. I only jumped in at the end.
Yeah, it's good fun, to be fair. But I might have to consider in the future actually jumping on maybe for live reaction for some of the things if they're like.
I nearly suggested it for this one. But I was too busy tonight to be able to.
I know, that's the trouble. Like, sometimes,
a lot
of the time, completely miss them, and a lot of the time can only catch half it, so it's kind of hard to do, really. But maybe one time, who knows? But thanks for watching or listening, as always, guys. And until next time, happy wargaming. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.